The NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Houston Texans and the Los Angeles Chargers. And it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 25.
From the West Coast, we're coming to you live from the NFL's newest and the world's most expensive stadium. State-of-the-art SoFi here in Inglewood, California. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott, and Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Here to begin this one is Cameron Dicker. And off we go from SoFi. Damian Pierce now to return it. This return makes it up to the 25. So here come the Texans for their opening drive. And leading them out is the second overall pick back in the 2023 draft from the Ohio State. It's C.J. Stroud.
It didn't take long for C.J. Stroud to make an immediate impact into the NFL, and it didn't take long for me, Kate, to form an opinion, but this guy is just different. He just processes the game quicker. Remember talking to Ryan Day on the practice field in Columbus, watching him in college, and he just alluded to that as well. It's the anticipation. It is knowing where everybody is and getting that ball out before any receiver will even break on a route. CJ was unique in that way, and that skill set has been a big part of his success.
And he gets him around 6 there. Making the tackle there, Joey Bosa. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you can win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And the Texans are going to have a first down.
He easily had the yardage for a first, but he was hungry for a lot more. I think that tackle prevented something that was going to be a lot bigger than just a first down pickup.
Stroud throwing here on first. Into the hands of Schultz. And he gets it forward, is still about a yard out of that. That's Denzel Perryman in on the stop.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. That pass caught by Tank Dell. And he goes out, just needed one more step there to reach midfield.
Kate, if you and I took a whirlwind tour and watched young quarterbacks, the hardest route to complete is this one. A lot of them could throw go routes and slants and drags and in cuts, but throwing that out route takes some time, takes some precision, and a whole bunch of trust between QB and receiver.
Complete beyond the marker. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 42 as this opening drive continues. Running with Mixon out of the gun. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 38. Complete to Dell. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
They've come out swinging to begin this contest as they've got it down to the 31. Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. This is complete to Schultz. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone.
Sure nice to see them looking for their tight ends in the passing game. Such great size to have out there. It really forces defenses to try to find a way to defend them along with everybody else.
In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. From the 21. That's a catch for Nico Collins. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
All right, still scoreless through 1 quarter, but that looks like it's going to change pretty soon. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the 2nd. We're back to SoFi right after this. Welcome back. Time for our 2nd quarter. The Texans with a chance to score. 1st and 10 are on to Mixon. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Kid, I knew it at the time. I think everybody did. We knew the Legion of Boom was special, right? That entire secondary, but their safety's ability, Earl and Cam, to come downhill, to make those tackles behind the line of scrimmage as he just did. Yeah, man, you appreciate great safety play like that.
From the gun, Stroud. Caught by Diggs. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stroud. This one's caught. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Feet and eyes, Kate. Feet and eyes. They so often tell the story of every position on the field. When that quarterback's feet and eyes move to his secondary read, and so often it's a tight end, well, it's incumbent on that defense to fly to the ball. You want to make that tackle, force the 4th down? It took a great defensive effort to do it.
Everly's kick is good. And that's going to get them on the scoreboard.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. He fields it from the 8. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. So now out comes the Charger offense for their initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by someone known for putting up numbers since he entered the league back in 2020, the Oregon product, Justin Herbert.
Well, even though it took over an entire quarter for him to finally get on the field, he does get to head out there with a chance to give his team an immediate lead. And you almost expected, Kate, for him to do that. With how much time he's had on the sideline to prepare, and get his guys focused for their chance as it's finally arrived.
They've got 1st down from the 31. Right to the air is Herbert. It's into the hands of Will Dissly. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
First and 10 from the 41. Play action now for Herbert. This is reeled in by Joshua Palmer. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there, and there's nothing this defense can do.
We're at the 2-minute warning now from SoFi. The Chargers trying to make some noise before halftime. Throwing on first is Herbert. Has him on the quick hitter. He's still going at the 30. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
So many cool fundamentals on display right there, Kate. Look the ball in your hands, number one. Don't turn your eyes away from it before it gets to you. And then when you've got that catch secured, snap that head forward and find that space upfield to turn a good play into a great play.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. Herbert to throw once more. Has it at the 7. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. And even 20 yards on the play, and it awards them with a 1st and goal.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
And this is going to be an LA touchdown. The Chargers get some late points and the lead. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
Now we have a stoppage. No challenges inside of 2 minutes and a half, but the replay official wants to take another look at this on their own. Now this right here is where having all those camera angles comes into play. We're going to get a much clearer picture thanks to all the shots we've got.
Yep, technology, everybody's friend right now. We get to watch it again and again, unlike these officials who got to see it once in real time. We just have to see, is there clear enough evidence to overturn the call that was made down there on the field?
No change to the call on the field. So that play's going to remain a touchdown. Now it's Cameron Dicker on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Chargers one up the opposing field goal. They start with 7 on their opening drive. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Pierce now on the return. He stopped on the return at the 27. This Texans offense ready up for its second drive of the contest. And normally they'd need this out, Brock, but facing such a small deficit, good chance they try to get a field goal here before the break. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Stroud. Schultz with the catch. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. Second and 3 now. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Short pass brought in. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Timeout taken by the offense, their second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. New set of downs for him at the 38. First down, Stroud. He's going to push one deep down the right. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
Stroud off the play fake. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right. Not on the same page with his tight end. So they're left facing third and long.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
To the air yet again, it's Stroud. That's the first down, and he's still going. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it sets up a Houston first.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. This is a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
Escapes the pocket. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain. Final timeout called by the Texans. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. Second and 3 now. Now it's Stroud. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up third down.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Well, Brock Martin, a touchback. This kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Here comes the final play of our first half. He'll throw it. He's going to lob one deep down the left sideline. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. So at halftime, each side getting its points in. We've got a 7-6 score. Now we'll jump from the West Coast to the East Coast, down to our studios in Orlando. Jonathan Coachman standing by with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Darius Davis to return it. Good looking return here, and he's got room. His return gets him to the 32-yard line before he's taken down. Los Angeles getting its offense set to go to begin the third. And it has been all about these defenses so far, Brock. Even into the second half, we're still waiting for one of these offenses to take charge.
Yeah, what you're feeling, these defenses are making every yard tough, every first down tough, every series tough. And offensively, yeah, it's time to toughen up and maybe more importantly, sharpen up.
Herbert on first down. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by Derek Stingley Jr. And the Texans take possession down inside the 30 after the interception. And it doesn't matter who gets that ball to start the second half because he picks it off on the very first play.
I wonder at halftime, down there in that locker room on the whiteboard, if that defensive coaching staff just said simply, go get the ball. It's exactly what they do, and it totally changes the complexion of this second half.
Out now come the Texans on offense. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Stroud. Looking right, and he finds him. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
Out of the shotgun, a give to Mixon. And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. Into the hands of Schultz. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Looking to throw, Stroud. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Kaimi Fairbairn out there now to try a field goal for the Texans on this 4th down. This 32 yards out on the right hash. Everly's kick is good. And they've taken back the lead.
Kate, we know that every one of these NFL games, well, they can take a life of their own every single weekend. Some are high-flying with lots of points. Others, like this one, they're a grinder. And when you're in a low-scoring game, every one of these kicks is important.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Fielded at the 7. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40. Possession switching back to the LA offense as they head out. They are coming off their first interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. So the Chargers start off with good field position as they get ready for 1st and 10. Look at this, the wideout gets it to start this drive. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
These defensive ends today are so good, Kate, with their hands, and it's often right off the jump. If you can win with your hands, if you can create space, you could get a tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
All right, here we go, 2nd down. Here's Herbert. Short pass caught by his tight end. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9. Herbert from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the first sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more? Or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
So on 4th down, outruns J.K. Scott to send it skyward. And this somehow is only going to be our first punt of the game. And a fair catch made here at the 17. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Texans' drive is going to start from deep in their own territory. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Throwing is Stroud. He goes back to him yet again. Complete. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Sometimes you're looking to push the ball down the field. But as I've said before, the crumbs lead to a cookie. And you never go broke taking a profit, and those big tight ends will often find you those easy check down yards.
Staying between the tackles with Mixon. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Tackled on the play by Poona Ford. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
So we're through 3 here. It's the Texans in possession of it, needing to preserve that lead over one final quarter. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. From the gun, Stroud. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. To the air, Stroud. He finds Diggs right side. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. He picks up 15 on the play. And it sets up a Houston first.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Here's Stroud now. On target to his back, Joe Mixon. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And the Texans are going to have a 1st down.
Well, that's a game that has its roots in preparation during the week. That's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday kind of stuff. Identifying ways to target the coverage and creating opportunities for big completions.
A give to Mixon up the middle. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3. It's the 2-minute warning here in L.A. Texans up by just a couple of points. Second down now, 7 to go. On the ground again with Mixon. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. So quickly the defense burns a timeout here. 1:57 remaining in the game. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. And really, no, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. Kaimi Fairbairn on now as we see how he handles this moment. This is going to be a 46-yarder. Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And they're going to grow their lead late, but still a one-score ball game.
So after that make, a field goal won't cost them a lead, but a touchdown still ties it, or likely probably puts them down a point. Okay, this is one of those moments where the defense now has clarity. They know what the stakes are and what they have to defend.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. He's stopped on the return at the 27. Now LA getting its offense all set to go. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. He'll look to throw it. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
Oh, things weren't about to end after the first hit or the second. This tight end had a vision for what he wanted to happen after the catch, and he was going to take on all comers to try to make it a reality.
Chargers hurrying to the line as the seconds tick away. Back to throw. Splits a couple of defenders and completes it. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Time and again, receivers will tell their quarterbacks, just give me a chance. Just give me a chance. Just throw it up and give me the opportunity. Well, in this case, with even 2 defenders trying to cover that wide receiver, couldn't get it done.
Chargers hurrying to the line as the seconds tick away. Here he is to throw. He's on the move. He'll try and run this. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. That's 16 on the pickup. And the Chargers will have a first.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Setting up to pass. Trying to push it deep downfield. Big gain downfield. And he gets the first just before he's tackled. From the red zone now. Escapes the pocket. And he's in, and that's a touchdown. And with almost no time left, he just likely won them this game. Absolutely clutch score there, Brock, as they take the lead here in the final minute.
Incredible execution. The moment not too big for any of them. And, Kate, they cashed in when it really mattered.
Crucial moment of the game here as the Chargers try for two. Herbert's going to look to throw for this. It's caught. And he's into the end zone. Really smart call here in the fourth. Now a field goal would only tie this game. Well, not the way they drew it up, partner, but when it works, who cares? They didn't defend the check down throw, and it's open for two.
I can still remember one of my first red zone days way back when. Touchdown to check down. Touchdown to check down. Now, I know it's not a touchdown, but this check down, well, it was a valuable 2 points.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. On play action, here's Stroud. That one's caught along the left sideline. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. Forced out to his right. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. Now here's the timeout after the sack. Had to take it, and they're down to just one final play. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Another try following the sack. This is for the ball game. Oh, what a play. He pulls in the Hail Mary and wins this game. For students of this incredible game, Brock, they'll know just how incredible a finish we all just witnessed. Very rarely does a game end on a walk-off touchdown, and even rarer does it happen on that type of home run play.
Yeah, these fans, they came here hoping for a good game, and they got a great one. They were all just treated to what you and I were treated to, one of the most memorable finishes we've ever called.
So it's a win for the Texans. And finally, Brock, they can exhale and take a few breaths, because I don't imagine any of them were breathing easy during that one with how close this game was.
Them or us? We're both.
All of us.
Yeah,
D, all of the above.
It is so hard, Kate, to match the adrenaline surge they feel right now, and that they felt at every major turn throughout the second half. There's just something about a close game, the intensity that's there in every moment that you love to experience as a player, and that you hope in all these moments you can execute so you're the one celebrating and riding that wave of emotion.